Welcome to Your Yoga Charleston. I'm Leah, and today I'm going to be taking you through the 4 breathing practices that I have already shared, one in each of the videos. And I would encourage you to, if you're feeling good, to try all of them, or you could just stop and start the video as you like. So hopefully putting all of these together in one may be more beneficial to some people. Hopefully the quality of these is a little bit better. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm learning here and I'm completely vulnerable. And I think honestly that's the way we should show up, right? Maybe it gives somebody else a little hope out there. I don't know. But in any case, today I've chosen to sit in a chair instead of sitting on my mat. And as I have said in the past, find the best place for you, right? Where you feel that you can sit up the tallest, that you are able to elongate the spine and relax at the same time, right? You don't need any more tension in your body than you already have. And these breathing practices, right, are not just meant for people with lung issues. They are literally for everyone. So I don't want to pigeonhole myself or anybody else for that matter. Anytime that you can strengthen the lungs, and remember that these are a muscle, just like every other muscle in our body that we need to be strengthening is important. And again, that last caveat for those of us that are sufferers of any sort of lung disease, respiratory issue, please consult your doctor and make sure that you're doing these on good days, right? Every one of them has a purpose. Every one of them has its place. So these are my deck cards. They're a companion deck that go with the book, Anatomy of an Asthmatic. The blue ones are strictly for breathing. So let's go ahead and get started. Find a comfortable seat. If you're in a chair, feet on the floor, spine is lifted. Yeah? And let's just take a moment to settle in. So maybe your eyes are closed. Maybe your gaze is just down at the floor, right? But just take a moment to arrive, to settle. Following the natural rhythm of your breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. And if you can't breathe through the nose, obviously, then do please breathe through your mouth, but your nose is the most optimal. So starting to feel that sense of rest, digest, right? Peace, calming the body, calming the nervous system. This is where we start. Maybe even setting an intention, right? And perhaps that intention could be just breathe, right? That's a great intention. Just breathe. So the first breathing technique that we're going to walk through today, again, is a diaphragmatic belly breathing. We're going to place one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly. And on the floor, laying down is also a wonderful place to be doing this as well, because you can really feel that rise and fall, even placing something, a heavy object on your belly to help push it out, right? It just gives us that tactile reminder. So once our hands are placed, right, we're just building the diaphragm. We're just drawing our breath deep into the belly like we're filling up a balloon, breathing in more and more up to the apex or the top of the lungs. And then we exhale all the way out. And as that air finishes, We really want to scoop that belly in towards the spine. Squeeze that last little bit of air out before we repeat. So we inhale again. And we exhale. So I'm going to encourage you to continue this. If you could do it for 4 minutes daily, that would be wonderful. You can always pause this video at different sections. So if you're on a rhythm here, maybe pause the video, continue your breathing, right? And then come back when you want to practice the next one. Remember, as you're breathing, maybe that image of a balloon is helpful to you, right? Drawing that balloon, building it all the way up, as much air as you can, and then letting it deflate, right? All the way out. So that's number 1. That's our diaphragmatic belly breathing. The second breathing exercise that we're going to review today will be the humming bee breath. So in this exercise, right, it's that slow, steady humming exhale. The vibration of that soothes our vagus nerve. It can really release tension pretty quickly. Yeah, so you're going to take your fingers and you're going to close down your ears with your thumb or your index finger, but gently, right, gently. You're going to take a nice full deep breath in, and on the exhale, you're just going to hum. So let's just take a breath and release. And inhale together. As you continue, obviously your breathing pattern may be very different from mine, so you have to find the right rhythm for yourself. The goal to breathe in as fully and deeply as you can, just like we had just done in the previous exercise, and then let your exhale be audible all the way out, again, until you push that last little bit of breath out. So there's no more air left in. So then we can take that nice full deep inhalation again. So taking your time with this exercise, do it as often as you like, for as long as you like. It's a really wonderful exercise, again, for the vagus nerve, but also because if you are a sufferer, right, our exhales can be the problem. So strengthening that exhale, getting that last little bit of air out will be, again, very beneficial to us. Okay. Now our third breathing exercise is the box breathing. And this is pretty standard, pretty easy to understand, right? We're making a box. So we're breathing in for the same amount of time, we're holding, we're exhaling for the same amount of time, and then we're holding again at the end. So I'm going to demonstrate with the count of 4. This may be good for you. You may need more, you may need less. But the goal is to have it consistent, right? We're building a box. So if you find that you cannot follow me right, than just kind of tune me out and do it on your own. It would be great if you want to try like 5 repetitions of this, maybe build up to 10, but it really is simple enough to do anywhere. Okay, so let's take that nice grounding breath again. Inhale and exhale. And here we go. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. And hold for 4. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Please continue. Again, pausing this video, doing it on your own. This is a great tool to remember, right, how to do it. And then once you get that flow, you can pause me and just complete on your own. Okay, and our last one today, oh, I see Rex has joined us in the back corner there. He's one of my dogs. Okay, the last one we're going to go through today is the 4-7-8 breath. So this is an extended exhale activity. It works the parasympathetic nervous system, which again is that body's natural, right, calming switch that we need, so we're not living in this panic mode, this fight or flight, which again, when you can't breathe, that's where our body goes. So these exercises are really meant to calm us, to calm our central nervous system, to help us start to breathe better. Yeah? Okay, so just a reminder, we're going to inhale through the nose for 4. We're going to hold for 7. And then we're going to exhale for 8. Again, if you can't hold for that long, try to just bump it up a second or 2, right? So maybe you're breathing in for 4, you're holding for 6, and you're exhaling for 6, right? So just try to make that hold and that exhale longer than the inhale. And we're just gonna try 4 rounds of this, okay? So again, nice cleansing breath, inhale and exhale. And here we go, inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Let's do one more. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale. Beautiful. And then just let your breath go back to its normal rhythm. Again, these are a lot. I am not expecting you to do all of these in one session. Choose one. Choose which one is right for you. I'm hoping that the quality of these is a little bit better than my shorter versions, so you can just kind of play around with this video, jump around, turn it off, turn it on, find the spot that works for you. There are actually 2 more suggestions here in my deck, and this is my little demo deck that I just got published, so I could see what it looked like before I put them out on the market. Again, this is a companion deck that's going to go with the book. But these cards are wonderful for everybody. Again, we have breath work, right? These green cards talk about the chakras. Not all of the chakras, but the ones specifically that are going to help us, right, with the breath. For example, the throat chakra, right, which is a center of expression and our airways. And it talks about things that you can do to strengthen them. The next set is movement, right, which we're going to be getting into very shortly. So a couple of yoga poses and other movement suggestions that you can do on your good days. Meditation. I can't stress enough how important meditation is in our life. It doesn't have to be long. I'm not asking you to sit for 20 minutes or a half an hour. You can meditate for a minute. So these are meditations, one called gratitude for the in-between breath, right? And it, again, takes you through, there's directions on these as well. And they're just beautifully printed cards. The cover of my book, and then same on the back with the instructions. And then last but not least, probably one of my favorite things in the world are affirmations, right? So these little cards, this set of 6 are some affirmations, right? They're just things that were gentle reminders to self. It is so important to love yourself, to say positive, affirming things to yourself, right? We're so good at giving and doing for others, but when it comes to how we treat ourselves, we need to be treating ourselves like our best friend. So these affirmations are beautiful for that. And I'll just share with you one of these before we close. My lungs know how to breathe. I trust their wisdom. Say this when a flare feels close. Your body has breathed through every difficult moment so far. It remembers how. So on that, let's close. I always like to bring my hands to prayer at heart center, my thumbs up against my sternum, a slight lift in my elbows, cast my gaze down. Just take a moment to say thank you to yourself for showing up. Namaste. May the light in me sees, recognizes, and honors that light in each and every one of you. Again, my name is Leah. This is Your Yoga Charleston. Please leave comments. Please like my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying so hard to get this out there into the world and to help educate that there's more we can do to advocate for ourselves besides the thing that is so important, which is our medication.